So is the family element and the fact that many immigrants founded businesses tend to be at least the start family business, part of why they last? I mean, what is it about the family that makes these businesses last?
You are spot on, and you are basically leading me through the next principle, which is about homophilic ties. And I used to say, build your own family. Early on, when I was doing my PhD at Cambridge, I would say I had a paper on this topic because even at the time I studied ethnic entrepreneurship. So homophilic ties is basically finding people who are like yourself with similar values. So you don't necessarily have to start a business with your family. And not many of the entrepreneurs I've studied have done that. But when you are building the business, you use those ties that are very familial like. You have to find what is common between you and other people with your employees. And no, I'm not saying you have to treat your employees as your family. It's not that. But you have to, when with your business partners or when, what an example comes to mind is Hamdi Ulukaya when he was creating Chobani and he decides to buy the craft factory that has gotten out of business. When he comes into the city, the little hamlet where Kraft factory was, he sees people and former employees of Kraft who are very sad. They just look like someone had died. They were just so sad. They were not angry. They were not fearful. They were sad. And when he is building Chobani, he is building it together with people who were once part of the Kraft factory. So that's a very powerful example to that, because when you are building a business, you have to focus on what is common and find people who have the same shared values as you. I call it strategic homophilic ties because you don't necessarily have to come from the same culture. Use it in such a way and build it in such a way that will establish trust, of course, with authenticity. You are not to fake it. But this is a very important point. But not everyone needs to belong to a family or needs to build a business with a family, but you can use the same strategic elements that one has in a family business without being a family.